Yes, hello and welcome to a Celtic World. It's Thursday. It's 9:30 Celtic Park time, so it must be time for a Celtic World, everyone. And it's various times where we all are. And where are we? Eddie in Thailand. Hello, Eddie. Sawadee Krap.
Sawadee Krap, hail everyone. Welcome to the show from very warm and sunny Thailand. That's just for you, Brian.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah. As if to reinforce the point, there's Eddie looking all swarthy and well lit and white t-shirt. Brian's complaining about the cold in County Down in his black t-shirt.
Yeah, it's cold and the cardigan's back. I mean, I keep threatening to throw it out. It's horrible, but just keep threatening to throw it out, and then it's no, keep it just in case. And there we go. It's back on. But here, who cares? We won last night. Hail, hail.
Yes, we did indeed. Hail, hail. Well, hail, hail to everyone in the chat. Here's a few early points coming in. Obviously, these are things we're going to be touching upon.
Brilliant. Excellent evening.
Morning all.
G-Doc.
Says G-Doc. A similar welcome there from David to you, Eddie.
Yeah.
Hail, hail from the sunny Bangkok.
From the world famous. I love that phrase.
Just saying hello to a few people in the chat there. All right, so what we're going to talk about, gents? Well, this hunting down or hanging on, that is the big question. What are we doing exactly at the moment? There's the table behind us. You know, we're finding a way to win. Those are the sort of the three main men from yesterday's game. And there's Martin pondering next steps, planning his strategy for the season. So before we get into the game and that, Eddie, are we hunting down? Are we hanging on? Or is it both? I mean, they're not mutually exclusive, are they? You hang on if you're intent on hunting down. You've got to hang in there. So what's your view on what we're doing at the moment?
Well, I think what we're doing is we're hunting down for about 15 or 20 minutes every game, and then we're hanging on for the rest of it. That's what I've seen in the last few games. For us out here, I think we're at the point of setting your alarm for kickoff, watching the first 15, 20 minutes and going back to bed and setting your alarm again for the last 10, because that's what the only bits that are really worth watching at the moment. We just seem to switch off. So, yeah, we were hunting them down in the first 15 minutes last night, and then hanging on until the last couple of minutes with the Ox. So I think you're right. It's a bit of both. But we just got to keep winning. That's what we've got to do. I mean, it might not be pretty. It might not be, scintillating football. And whatever he's doing, Martinoneill doing something right by getting some performances out of average players. But yeah, we've got to keep hunting them down. And Stephen Welsh did us a favour last night. Agent Welsh, he helped us out last night a wee bit to help that hunt. But we've got games coming up, and Rangers and Hearts have got their games against each other. So we've got to look at what we do with Killian, what happens in the Hearts Rangers game, I guess. And again, we just got to keep winning. That's all we have to do. Keep winning.
We'll try not to cover all the talking points of the show in the first few minutes there, Eddie.
Eddie, I used to do that all the time. Brian, what time is it? I couldn't believe that goal didn't go in.
But the sign of champions, says Glasgow Celtic CSE, Brian, and we know this is true. Winning when you're not playing well, that's what you look back on and think that was so important to keep doing that. So, I mean, I guess we'll only know with the benefit of hindsight what this all meant, depending on how the season pans out. But we've just got to keep in there and hope the performances improve.
No, the team's resilience, and looking at it last night, first 15 minutes, you should have been 3 or 4 up. But we're doing it, and it's not good for the blood pressure, because come 92nd, 93rd minute, I was about to get the Hoover out and start hoovering. I hoover, Eddie, when I get when the nerves are bad, and Jesus. But hey, it just keeps happening. There's a belief, and there's a belief that we will get something out of the game, and that's Martin. Whatever he's doing, it's fantastic. His win ratio must be I don't know. Your midfield people must be at least 3% or something like that.
Well, the negative side of things, as Henrik McLaughlin points out, is you can't sustain that over a season. He's of the view that we're getting by with the skin of our teeth, and we're going to go off the tracks shortly. Unless things improve.
I think we've had our wobble. I think
well, maybe this
we're
is our
better.
wobble, and we're just about winning, and things are going to get better. We would hope so with the fixtures coming up. Here's Mahesh's point, which is always interesting, if not necessarily always universally agreed with by others in the chat. But Mahesh says, Celtic did enough to score 4+ against Livy. Celtic have to improve their chance creation. It's been very poor, Martin O'Neill's second stint until the Livy game, which paradoxically was better than the previous games. So there you go. Lots of chances created, but we got to make more of them. All right, so is it time to just jump into the game? Let's just jump into the game. Go through the Livingston picks. Here was the team, Eddie, that started. Great to see Sirachi back, gotta say. Anything else of note there?
No, I was quite happy with that team, to be honest. It was. I'd like to see Arroyo a bit more, and Sirachi back was good. Just a shame that happened to Engels, and we'll see what happens with him later on in the day, I expect, when we hear a bit more about what happened to him. But yeah, it was a decent enough team for me.
All right, and then so the game gets underway, and a lot of this action here, Brian, is from the first 15 minutes. Have to confess, I knew the score when watching again, so I was, pretty relaxed. When you wake up and you check your phone first thing and you see the score,
and we've tried to get better at that. We've tried to get better at that. Not, putting notes in the WhatsApp groups, because I know you guys get up early doors to watch the game. But no, great ball from McGregor and Shvanchara.
Well, this is the ball through to Maeda. You see Maeda at the top of the screen there. It's just about to make the run, and Calmac sees it. And this was an absolutely glorious opportunity.
Yeah, should have been 1-0. Should have been out of sight first 15-20 minutes. But
I think that was the big difference. That was the big difference between that first 15-20 minutes we were doing that stuff, and we must have played. Even McGregor, I think, played 2 or 3 balls like that, and a couple of others did the same. Yeah. And after 15 minutes when we went up, we stopped doing it. It was just bizarre. We just literally stopped and went back to the horseshoe death in the final third. It was very odd.
Well, this is the second time McGregor did it very shortly thereafter. I mean, this is kind of... He spots the fact that there's a bit of a gap here between these two defenders who are on the heels of their feet, and Chavanchara is, ready to pounce. So he just lifts like a relatively simple ball up over the top. I didn't think Chavanchara was going to take it down, but he stuck his big long leg out, had a beautiful first touch. And again, I mean, this is a glorious opportunity. Eddie, would you have slotted this home?
Probably not. I'd have been better as the goalkeeper, to be honest, in my playing times rather than as an attacker. But yeah, it was another great ball from McGregor, perfectly timed run. And you're right. I thought he would have taken it first time, but he controlled it really well. Keeper had a good position. The keeper came out in a good position, really cut his angles out a bit. But another attacker may have put that away.
Absolutely. See some positivity here in the chat. People saying, we'll click soon. Says Doogie the Sharp. Sounds like a new name to me. If you haven't already, Doogie, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at our target of 2,500 subscribers, Eddie. Can you barely contain your excitement at that?
Fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Keep them coming.
Henrik McLaughlin injecting another negative note into the conversation, suggesting that hate to be reactionary, but when Chavanchara missed that one with their keeper, I honestly think he's contracted the Johnny Kenny syndrome. Well, let's not tar him with that brush just yet. I think he's going to score a fair few goals for us, to be honest, but we'll see. It wasn't without danger, though, at the start of the game. Schmeichel had this save to
Yeah.
make from Stevie May. Did that get you out on the Hoover, Brian? I saw someone
Yeah,
asking, what are you doing to the Hoover to distract yourself from the game?
3 dogs, just hairs everywhere. No, Stevie May, much travelled, seasoned veteran footballer. I thought he'd long hair. Did he shave it all off? Yeah, just your old school centre forward, and Schmeichel, fantastic save. Yeah, it was heart and mouth time, especially when you should be 2 or 3 up, and then it break the play. Somebody, turn themselves. The concentration levels are dropping, and the fair play, Schmeichel saved their bacon once again.
Yeah, can I just say that the one thing that I noticed about that save from Schmeichel, and I've been one of his biggest critics, was the speed at which he got up again. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but when he hit the floor, he got up unbelievably quick. It was like a cat. I've not seen him move that quick for a long time. He really did get up quickly. And I'll just say, Brian, if I got the Hoover at 4:30 a.m. in my place, my other half would murder me. So I've got to stay well away from that.
All right, so here's the familiar side of Maeda bombing down the left, sticks in a really nice low cross, which comes to Tenecti, who, as Henrik McLaughlin points out, joined in with the others by sticking it right down the keeper's throat. I mean, the keeper doesn't even have to move his feet there. He tilts over to the side. Very comfortable save, Eddie. It's disappointing. Yeah, like I'm working with under 13s here. And I'm telling them, when you're in on goal, look at where the goalkeeper isn't and then kick it there. In those kind of terms, very simple terms. It's not enough just to get it on target, because when you tell people to get it on target, they inevitably strike it at the keeper.
Yeah,
don't they? So, put it back where it came from, stick it in the corner, kick it where the keeper isn't. It's a simple game, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, you see, I mean, how he didn't do a Panenka. I mean, I know, a Henrik chip against Stefan Kloss. I thought everyone could do that.
Well, here's Tenecti again, who had a really good game, winning possession in this dangerous position. And he intelligently turns the ball back to Nygren, and we're all expecting a Nygren special here.
Yeah.
Aren't we? We're expecting left foot, top corner, with a wee sort of gentle shot, just lifted up and over. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. The keeper makes a decent save. And it comes out to Maeda, and then you expect him to head it in, and we're all going to be celebrating. But like the third, fourth glorious moment there, literally that could have been 4 goals. Easy. Frustrating, eh? Did you watch? You got up last night and watched it live, Eddie?
Yeah, I always do. The only ones I don't watch live is, I think I said before, is the Europa League. I can't get into that. I mean, I'll watch Auchinleck Talbot at midnight 30, or this game at Livy at 2:30 or whatever, 2:45. I get up for all of them, and I used to get up for the Champions League. Just the Europa Leagues, I don't. But yeah, I mean, that was I guess that just says everything about Maeda and how he's been playing and his luck a lot of the time. I have to say that the first 10, 15 minutes, again, he played really well. And then he just sort of disappeared again. Like a lot of them did. So, yeah, it was just... And I'm sure if... Looking at it again, I'm not sure he could have got his feet, and stood on his 2 feet and got a foot to it. But first reaction is that header, isn't it, to try and get it in. But I think it was stopped almost on the line by the defender, right? Livy defender who got back.
Yeah. I mean, their goalkeeper may have good stats and all this season, but we certainly helped to pad those stats, didn't we, Brian? I don't think he was outstanding or anything. He just was there.
I don't get, and I haven't, the whole Maeda thing. I think he's an athlete.
The Motherwell keeper. Hold on. No, sorry. That's a point about the Motherwell keeper. Sorry, I thought they were talking about the keeper in this game. Beg your pardon. Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No, same. I think Maeda's been off the boil. I just don't get what he brings to the team anymore. He's somebody like, there's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 1 chance, 1 goal. How many? I think he's been playing more out of default than anything else, and I'm starting to I'm going to be controversial, and I think the whole Japanese experiment needs to come to a close. It's predictable. Teams know how to wind the players up, and Hatari's just making bad decision after bad decision in games, and he's making it very hard for Martin to pick him again. So that would be my two bobs worth on the two lads. I think they're...
Here's Brian Warrior coming in with a bit of coaching chat. Go and watch Lee Griffiths, 123 goals for Celtic. I'd say 80% of them are placed into the corners. There could well be a reason for that. As a former striker himself, Brian Warrior, he always looked to make a keeper work. Well, I like to talk up my game after I don't play anymore as well. Well, I do a bit. But nobody knows how bad I am, so I can pretend to be awesome on a Celtic world, right, Brian?
Of course.
All right, so that was the Maeda moment. Then Engels feeds Callum McGregor in space. And, well, you can kind of forgive him. This is a more difficult one to place out of the keeper's reach. But, again, it's right down his throat, Eddie.
Yeah, a tight angle, but yeah, it is right at the keeper again. And he didn't have a great deal of time. That defender was diving in on him, I think, from memory. But that was a difficult one from the angle. But I agree with what you said about the keeper's numbers.
Well, they were talking about the Motherwell keeper's numbers,
sorry.
His save percentage. But we helped to pad this keeper's stats. Yeah. That's for sure. All right, so Sarachi then from the edge of the box after the corner is headed away, Brian, just shaping to shoot there, and much to our delight, it ended up in the back of the net, even though that's not the picture.
Yeah, great shot, and something that would have been lacking in the first 20 or so minutes is any kind of penetration, Uwer Vicker. But just great class. Put the laces through it. I'm a firm believer in make the keeper work, as you say, Gav. And it was almost like as soon as we got that goal, it sort of settled us down a bit. And then the game sort of reacted afterwards because then we lose Engels after this. Sorry, Gav, for going ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have that still. What time did we lose Engels at?
I think it was early enough. It was about 26, 25.
Yeah. Right. And he was holding his right thigh. I haven't heard any confirmation about what that is. There's nothing official out yet, as far as I know, unless you know about that in the chat, in which case let us know.
It was pretty innocuous. He just made a pass back and then just pulled up. There was no one near him. He wasn't actually moving at any pace. Just literally just pulled up after a simple pass back. Very odd.
All right. Well, then we had a cute little turn and shot here from Nygren, which was quite nice. But I suppose this was a decent save from the keeper, although it made him look good, if you ask me. I don't wish to be too down on this keeper, but I don't think he did anything outstanding. He was solid all night. Chinecti crossed for Scales that at the start of the second half, or at some early stage of the second half, went over the bar. Now, this is a great moment here. This is the goal, Eddie. Is it a goal? No, it's not. It should have been, though. Sarachi spots Hatate running into space and plays a lovely ball. See Hatate there? He's on his way. And then he comes, all he has to do, look, is square it. And it's a goal. You're certain it's going to be a goal. And then my question here on this photograph, Eddie, is does Chavanchara throw himself at it because he had to? Or like with less pace, would he have had a simpler shot?
Yeah, I think it needed to be less pace. It probably needed to be a bit squarer, to be honest. It was just too angled at him and a little bit too quick. But, I mean, he did. I think Brown Warriors just said it. He just overhits it. He overhits it, and I think the angle is just too sharp for him. It's too far in front of him. So somewhere between square and where he passed it would have been perfect. But I guess that kind of says all about Hatate at the moment, doesn't it? The way he's been playing. He's another one that just he's just gone off the boil completely with Maeda, right? I mean, Hatate, I don't understand why. I know he had to, they brought him on, but there must be other. I mean, McCowan must be wondering what he's got to do to get a game against Hatate, to be honest. And I mean, I don't rate McCowan as a fantastic player, but I look at him and look at Hatate and think, well, McCowan probably would give you more than Hatate does at the moment, even from an effort perspective rather than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, overhit, I think.
Here's a point from Doogie again. Engel's work goes unnoticed. Our shape crumbled when he went off. And we became vulnerable in the middle. Hatate's time is up. Yeah, I mean, having Hatate on makes you vulnerable in the middle.
It's a liability.
To say.
Yeah, he's a liability.
And as you say, McCowan, I mean, surely he can come on and do a job against teams like Livingston. You know, that's the bread and butter games he was kind of brought in to play in.
You would think so, yeah.
Bit of a shame for him. All right, and here's the penalty incident. Wonder what you make of this then. Is this just unlucky, the way he blindsided him, Brian? Or is it a lack of awareness from Hatate and part of the greater picture that he switched off?
Yeah, I would probably say it's lack of awareness. I'm not going to throw the guy under the bus, but Martin can't trust him. Obviously, the sending off, and then wasn't there another occasion he did something? He was sent off in the European game. But anyway, it's like as Smell the Glove says, it's like playing with a man down, and at this stage you can't afford that, because I thought Scales had a terrible game as well last night, and I usually I'm very fond of Scales, and I made a point of watching him, and the amount of times the ball was laid on to him, and he just was quite rubbish with it. But no, Hatate, not high feet maybe. No, he's going in. You could say it's a bit of a coming together, but that looks a bit painful. The old knee in the Henry Halls. But I don't know, Gav. Who would have defended it better? It's he shouldn't be there.
You think, Eddie? I mean, I just think he was kind of pretty unlucky there. But
I think it was
him for being on alert to that.
I do a little bit, yeah. I mean, you ought to know what his surroundings are and who's around him. And I think he just lashed at it. I think we've seen him do it a number of times in that area where he just kind of lashes at the ball to get it away. And that was his undoing. I mean, he lashed at it, and unfortunately, the guy was right beside him. Okay, you could say he shouldn't be there, but it's part of his job there, right? I mean, I think the last little bit of the game, he played it right back at one point when we changed to 3 at the back. He was playing it right back. So somebody's got some faith in him doing something defensively. But to me, he just lashed at that to clear it, and he was unaware the guy was right beside him. So it's just careless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So later on then, Kieran Tierney came on and did well. This is his... Well, I didn't show the penalty there, did I? But anyway. Kieran Tierney came on and did well. This is a nice little turn and cross to Cal Mack. I was thinking about this, left back, Brian, a position that for so long in recent years has been such a yawning chasm of quality. Suddenly we've got Sirachi and KT. Those are pretty good. I mean, of all the positions, in fact, in the team, I'm probably happiest with that 1 and 2 combo than anywhere else.
And left backs, while they're very good and very functional, they're not the most sexy of players. When you think about it, if you had KT's quality and or Maeda's playing, but Kieran is, he's been fantastic this season, and it just shows you what quality brings. It's obvious, but Kieran comes on, starts opening the game up a bit more, and I don't know if he had a hand in the Ox's goal, but I know certainly he was involved in some shape or form. But it just shows you what quality brings. It gives you that extra edge, that extra 3%. Yeah, player of the season, definitely, David.
Would you go along with that? Yeah.
Considering everyone was saying, "Oh, he can't last. He can only last 60 minutes," and I was one of them. I was saying, like, "Geez, there's no point." You're playing a match, and then you're sort of looking at come the hour mark as a time for him to come off. But he's been fantastic this season, and he's had a lot of doubters, me included. But seriously, it's like you Greg who, you know.
The thing is about it, he's sorry.
Go ahead, Eddie. Say again.
Now the thing is, I mean, for player of the season, it's unfortunate we're in that point where you look around the rest of the team and you're thinking, well, who else could you nominate? Which is a bit of a shame. We've had seasons where we've had 2 or 3 people who we're looking at and they could be possible player of the years. But at the moment, you're looking around and thinking, well, who else? Who else could it be?
Glasgow Celtic CSC there is giving you an answer, which I think it would be hard to look past given his stats.
I think Trusty's been good this season as well. I think
He's been good, yeah.
He's
been good.
Considering
two defenders and a midfielder.
I know.
All right.
That was a story.
That's because we haven't had strikers for most of the season.
Yeah,
all right. So Kieran Tierney does this, hits the line, plays a nice low ball to Callum McGregor, who's got a whole bunch of players in his way. And he just sort of gets a kind of nothing contact on it, doesn't he? Unfortunately. Which was a little bit frustrating, but, you kind of thought, well, there's loads of defenders in his way. What else is he going to do? And then enter AOC, who takes this ball, kind of similar, from Tenecti, takes one touch, and then obviously sends it home, curls it right into the corner, and starts wheeling away immediately to great scenes of jubilation. How good was that? What a great moment.
Yeah, it was.
Eddie?
Yeah, it
Were
was.
You jumping up and down?
Well, quietly, yeah. Obviously, not to wake you up. But yeah, it was a great goal. I mean, he's taken one look there, and I don't know whether he does. I know we've had Kyogo saying that he never looks at the positions of the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper slightly off to his right hand side or Ox's left, and he sees that gap, and it's a beautifully curled ball. And I guess that's the difference. It's that composure, the composure to do that, to take that one touch that gives him a yard, and then pick the spot. And that's where we lack around that area. We're lacking that at the moment. Apart from you've got to give Nigrin his due. The number of goals he scored, he's in a few occasions showed that kind of where he's taking his time and actually being controlled of things. But yeah, really good goal, and it was. I think a lot of it was relief more than anything else. Yeah, a lot of joy, but there's a lot of relief in that as well. And you could see the reaction of the rest of the team. That was a lot of relief. That was a "you've got me out of jail" kind of moment, I think, for a lot of those players.
And it's great for him because if we didn't win that game and he'd no impact, albeit he was only on for about 10, 15 minutes, it would be the monkey on the back, waste of money and all. You know what the daily record and all the rest of these guys are. But he's come in, first, second touch of the ball, he scored, got us out of jail. Brilliant. His confidence will be flying. I don't think he scored when he played for Besiktas. I don't think he was. I think they were playing him at right back at one stage. So that's great for him to get in, get the job done. And I would be looking to start him, depending on fitness. I would definitely be looking to try and start.
Well, if Engels is injured and Hatate is a goner, that kind of suggests itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think there's a suggestion about worried about the game, aren't they, because of the pitch. But I mean, surely he could play on that pitch. I know people are talking about he's injury prone and all the rest of it, but he's a professional footballer. He's been playing all over the place. Surely a plastic pitch is not going to be beyond him, surely.
And you've seen the way he dances up the stairs with his missus? Have you seen that? On social media, no?
No, I haven't seen that.
He does this wee TikTok dance thing running up the stairs with his missus. You've seen it, Brent?
I've had a look at something I didn't. He's married to somebody at a Little Mix or something. You know me. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know,
And
they could walk past me in the street and I wouldn't know them. But yeah, he's that generation. But best
well,
wag since Alan Flanagan.
as
Sorry,
long as he's doing it on the pitch, you can do whatever the hell he wants on social media. As long as he's not like that wee prick of a
TikTok
what's his
Todd.
name?
Todd
TikTok
Cantwell.
Todd Cantwell.
Absolute goat. I don't
Uh,
mean the greatest
and
of all
anyway,
time.
here are the kind of people I'd rather see filling my screen.
There's the boys.
These characters again. I'd
Need,
love to have them on. I've said
need
it
need to
before.
get them on.
If anybody knows them, get in touch. Be great crack to have them on the show. They look like your kind of guys, Eddie. You could go to the game with them, have a couple of
Definitely.
pints beforehand.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, would see myself beside them.
Mm-hmm. All right, so game stats. Let's look at these quickly. Yeah, we made hard work of it, but when you look through those, like total shots, 29-4, shots on target, 12-2. Not that many big chances, to be fair. 3 times as many corners, almost 80% stats, possession. And the passes and everything there. It was really a case of if you were watching the game, you were anxious. But we did so much in that game, as our favourite statistician Mahesh pointed out earlier. We did so much to win that game. Would have been a travesty had we not, really. So there we go. We go marching on. Let's have a quick look at player ratings. Who do you think, before I pull this up? Give us your 1, 2, 3 in the player ratings. Whoever did this, some person did this. I have no idea who, but it's just somebody's opinion.
1, 2,
1, 2,
3.
3.
Sriracha,
Yep.
Arajo, and Ox.
I would say Sarai.
You've got 1 out of 3.
Oh wow.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I would say Sriracha. No, not Engels because he wasn't on long enough, probably. Tierney, even though he wasn't on long. Who else? Possibly Trusty.
Also 1 out of 3. That's good fun, this game. It's good when you know the answer. It's good when you know the... Sriracha comes in first, then Tenecti and Negrin, funnily enough. I guess because of a few little opportunities that he had created for himself or whatever. Sriracha, McGregor, Tenecti. McLaughlin P was joining it at home. Got 2 right out of 3. Sriracha, like, outscoring everyone by a distance there. Look at that. 8.7 and 7.8, 7.6, according to this person.
Yeah,
down to skills.
I'm surprised I missed Tenecti, to be honest.
Well, he did a lot in the game.
Yeah.
And he, he's getting assists all over the place now, which is great to see. And Hatate coming in last there with a 6.3, which tells its own story, I guess. All right, yeah, so that was the game. So do we want to talk about any of those individual performances, or let's talk about generally about Martin O'Neill? Now, Martin O'Neill's record this season is genuinely outstanding. Fitzy tells us. Played 11, won 10, drawn 1. Celtic are in a different position. Have we not had the Nancy era? Michael Nicholson should lose his job for that alone. So on his 200th game for Celtic, Brian, Martin O'Neill, our St. Malachy's fellow alumnus, it's just adding to his legend so far, that's for sure.
Yeah, that sounds like the amount of days I was in school, 200 over a 8-year period or 9, whatever it was, 7, 9, who knows. But the guy's just, he's a winner. And people, people think, he's playing the doddery old uncle and all the rest of it. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Martin at all. And they're playing for him. I just, I don't want to get emotional, but I was really sad. I was really down the dumps whenever he was replaced by Nancy. Whenever doing the, I'm just so happy to have him back. I just feel safe under Martin. And, he's a born winner, as Glasgow Celtic CSC says. But you just feel everything's going to be okay, even in the 92nd minute. I was just a feeling something was going to happen, but it's just under his stewardship, and I think he gets in. He's great at the mind games. He was sitting saying about, "Oh no, Hearts are favourites. Hearts, we have to catch them," and I think it suits us being in third place at the minute. I think it does, and it's sort of leading a lot of ones into false sense of security, and keep on rolling. It doesn't matter if you're third or second. It's about who's at the end. Who's first come the 28th of May, and I think we will get there. And I mean that. I think this is going to be a wonderful. This could be the best season since maybe the last time Hearts tried to win the league, which was that 87, wasn't it? Or 86 Love Street. My memory's not great. But,
well, look, we'll come on to the league discussion in just a second. I've just got a few slides here I want to deal with. Eddie, you say Tenecti didn't necessarily jump out at you as a great performer, and the point I was making is echoed here by Ryan McGinley. It'll get forgotten about, overlooked amongst the madness surrounding the winner from AOC. But look who got the all-important assist. Sebastian Tenecti with his third goal contribution in 2 games. And perhaps his most important one tonight. And then he ends with his favourite Joy Division album, Substance. Brian.
New Order, was it not?
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Yeah, well, Joy Division did a greatest hits called Substance, but
that's where I'm getting it wrong. Sorry. Please forgive me. Nova Studio album.
I think
talk about Tenecti.
Yeah, I when I said I missed him out, I completely agree with that. I completely forgot about him, to be honest with you, and I did think he had a great game. And to be honest, I've been one of his fans from the beginning. I think he's a guy who is going to flourish. I think he's going to get better and better. I think he enjoys working with the guys that are there, Martin and Foz and Sean Maloney, and I think they'll get better. And he was all over the place last night, and he was trying his heart out everywhere he went. So it was my miss. I missed thinking about it when we were talking about the top 3. But as for Martinoneill, I think the one thing I think I said a couple of times before is that he has stopped or really reduced the funny quips and the doddery old granddad thing, which I think is a great thing. It's absolutely a great thing, because I think that people need to understand that he understands the seriousness of the position we're in third place and what the job is and what we've got to do. I don't believe in miracles. Let's put it this way. I mean, the only miracle I believe in is if you can get the team to play for 90 minutes the same as they played for the first 15 or 20 in last night's game. If you could get them to do that for 90 minutes, then I might start believing in miracles, because that's what he needs to do. But it's almost like it's written in the stars for Martin, isn't it, this year? It's just everything is going right at the time, and we're getting last-minute goals and pulling out wins. His record's fantastic. He's always been a legend. He always will be, no matter what happens. But I can just imagine what it's going to be like if it comes to the end of the season and we got another 13, 14 games, 42 points to go. And we're at that top. It'll just be amazing for him, absolutely amazing. My only concern is, and we'll go back to the board, is that the board today are going to be the board who are going to decide who's going to be the new management team or the new manager, because that doesn't seem to be changing very quickly or changing very soon. And the temptation might be then to stick with these 3 guys for next year. If they pull out the hat. And I'm just concerned that...
Sorry, Eddie. Who would you rather have? Given the dynamic and all the rest of it that we found ourselves in, who would you rather have in the hot seat than Martin? I wouldn't.
Right now, no, I completely agree. Right now, no one, absolutely no one. I completely agree with you, Brian. But I think we've got to be a bit more progressive as a club. I think we all agree in every way we do. And I think if we just do the whole Hampden Park in the showers, here's the job, Neil, again, then we're going backwards again. And my fear is that if we've still got this board, that's what's going to happen. And that's not a slur on Martin O'Neill or Fozzie or Sean Maloney. They've done a fantastic job up to now, and if they go on and win it, all praise to them. Really, it will be absolutely amazing. And I get your point, Brian. I feel safe as well in his hands, to be honest. I feel as if you can go out there. I'm not saying I was sitting there sort of early hours in the morning knowing that we were going to get that second goal, but you do feel like something's going to happen. And like I say, that last 10 minutes, that's when it all everything sort of changed back again to really being positive. We upped the speed, we upped the people were thinking about what they needed to do rather than the same that had been happening for that from 20 minutes through to 80.
Okay. Right. Well, when we come back, we'll carry on the discussion. It's just time for a little pause while we have a word from our sponsor, just a short one this time.
Every life is full of stories, and we all know someone whose story should be preserved. That's what an audio memoir is, a record of you or your loved one's life stories, family anecdotes, and poignant memories. We will talk online and then edit the recordings into episodes, accompanied by family photos and contemporaneous images of the past, creating an enduring audio-visual experience. We all know someone who deserves an audio memoir.
Well, if you or anyone else that you know deserves an audio memoir, be sure to use the offer code Celtic when you get in touch for 10% off. Fantastic. That's how we keep the show running. Speaking of someone who's not running anymore, this news kind of took me by surprise. I must have missed this somewhere, that David Martindale had stepped down at Livingston, and they had a new man, Marvin Bartley, in the dugout. I guess you two were both on top of that news when it came. It was like 10 days ago or something. But I didn't see it. There wasn't much pomp and ceremony to wee Davies move upstairs. Are we going to miss seeing him on our screens, Brian?
Not really, no. But then again, he wasn't, to be fair to him, he wasn't afraid to call out referees, which I like. And he was very vocal recently in saying thanks to Celtic for the young fellow was on loan. My memory's gone, and he let Celtic could have said, right, well, that's tough. You have to pay the rest of his loan fee, but they managed to. Adam Montgomery was at it, so he has a reputation of being a wee dyed in the wool Hun. But he's called them out at Ibrox a couple of times, and certain decisions that Danny Rowe was getting early in his Rangers career certainly got a bit of a hand up from his fellow Masonic brothers. But Martindale, he is what he is. He's he made Livingston. To be fair, he gave Livingston a bit of an identity. Got a couple of players in right above their station, made the macaroni or spaghetti hat or whatever they call it, a place difficult to win. And certainly, I remember under Ange, we took us a couple of times, I think, to win. It was a place that we couldn't go and win. Whereas, I think Marvin's going to try and keep them in the division, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it is what it is.
I don't know about you, but I'm hearing lots of songs in my head tonight from various things that people have said, Like I was thinking, when you were talking earlier about Martin O'Neill, like I was thinking of I Can Be Your Father figure, put your tiny hand in mine. And then I Believe in Miracles. You said you don't believe in miracles earlier on, Eddie. So Hot Chocolate was in my head. And then we just mentioned Marvin.
Night Shift. I didn't like that song.
It's a great song. You don't like it?
No, it's amazing that as you get older, the songs that you hated at the time, as me, is always random. But there's a song that I absolutely love now, and I despised it as a kid. Drive by Cars.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to drive you home? And it was shit. but it's really a great song when you sit and listen to it. Like it is a real.
Well, I mean, music has gone so downhill, generally speaking. Like pop music. Looking back at bands that we thought were rubbish back in the day, and now when you see them, it's like, oh, they all played their own instruments. They wrote their own songs, and
Yeah.
like Aha, for example. When we were kids, Brent, they were just a joke. Fucking Aha,
Oh, I
rubbish.
liked them, but I
But
liked them in the QT. I never sort of said I liked them. It's guilty pleasure.
well, I'll tell you what, The Sun Always Shines on TV is an
There you go.
absolutely brilliant tune.
Elton song.
Brilliant tune. And
Well,
I listened to that, Brian, and call back to Joy Division, right? But
Yeah.
I listen to that song and I think under a different producer, you can picture that song being a Joy Division song. As weird as it sounds. You listen to that again now, next time you're in the car, stick on Aha, Sun Always Shines on TV, and picture it as Joy Division. I'm telling you, you can hear it.
With or
Like it
without
would
you,
sound totally different.
yeah.
Huh?
With or Without You by U2 is complete rip off of like a New Dawn Fades by Joy Division.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of bands that are, I'm going to throw it out there. I love Cher, Believe. How bad is that? It makes me laugh when I hear. It just makes me laugh. It's wrong. And Right Said Fred, there we go. Closets out. Simple Minds, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Simple Minds, definitely. What would you rather have then, Brian? Bad Bunny? If you had Bad
I don't even know who this guy is. I saw him.
Yeah, I had never heard of him until 3 days ago.
Real. Yeah.
But he doesn't even sing in English, so how dare he perform?
Exactly.
Oh, that was monstrous, wasn't
it? Do you believe in life after Ox?
Brilliant.
18 idiot.
Something tells me there could be a song coming here.
Yeah. Anyway, come on, I better move it on before we embarrass ourselves too much by confiding in the world what songs we secretly like. Here's the table then. Hearts, 26 points. 26 games played, 57 points. Rangers, 26 games played, 52 points. Celtic with a game in hand, 51 points. So, I mean, Martin just keeps saying we're still in it. We're still in this. We're in this fight. And that is very much true. But, we're going to want to see some improvement in performances. If our confidence is going to grow up. So, going to grow. Sorry, I just saw a comment there in the chat. Right now, the next few games coming up, lads, that's what everyone wants to talk about. Provided we beat Killie on Sunday, says KO7, a Hearts Rangers draw puts us 1 point ahead of Rangers and 4 off Hearts, which would be a nice scenario. A Hearts win puts us 2 ahead of Rangers and 6 off Hearts. A Rangers win puts us 1 off Rangers and 3 off Hearts. A draw or a Hearts win is the best options, in my opinion, surely. Now, obviously, we can't do anything to affect these, and wishing for the result is going to do absolutely nothing. But, Eddie, assuming we beat Killie, how do you want that Huns versus, or full fats versus diets game to pan out?
I think ideally a draw for me. I'd like a draw for that game. It kind of kills a couple of birds with one stone. But I think I said it before. The important thing is to beat Killie. If we beat Kilmarnock, then we just keep going. I never like to see Rangers win any game. So I'm kind of slightly biased that way. So I've opted for the sitting on the fence and the draw.
I mean, none of us like to see Rangers win, Brian, but I mean, you don't have to look at it. You can just look at the table afterwards.
Yeah, I would be leaning towards, if Hearts beat Rangers, then they're like, oh, we're going to win the league or whatever. I just want to see the smile wiped off McInnes's face. And I actually, draw or Huns win. And then what will happen is the Huns will think they've won the league then, because you always win the league with 10 games to go. And they'll get a bit of complacency, and then the big bad Martin will come and put the dragon to the sword.
See, I have more confidence in Rangers losing points and games from now till the end of the season than I do Hearts. I mean, Hearts are ugly
Oh,
and
they're
all that,
rotten.
and they don't have the best players, no, but they're very effective. It's been effective, and they keep winning, and we could do with them with
Yeah.
interrupting that. We could do with that being interrupted, and I don't really care who it is who does it
Yeah.
because I think they're the threat. So not that for a moment will I be cheering on a Rangers victory, but if that was to happen, that would be no bad thing for our title hopes. Does anyone want to argue against that?
No, totally agree. And I watched Hearts, the Edinburgh Derby the other night, and they were rank rotten. They were terrible, hoofball, and to be fair, Hibs should have been 2 or 3 up. And I feel sorry for, what do you call him, David Gray, because that team did everything but score. But tell me this: what's going on with your man Martin Boyle's hair? Is that a
He's
sore?
obviously had a transplant or something.
Jesus Christ! It starts. His hairline starts there and then goes round. And
he's had plugs. I think he's into the
He's been to Turkey.
Does he? I would have taken him for us a few years ago.
A smashing player. I really enjoy watching him.
If he had somebody around him.
Maybe not now, but I was banging the drum for him a couple of years ago and everybody poo-pooed it. But he's dangerous. He's always dangerous when we play against him.
Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an Aussie, yeah.
Aussie, yeah. But no, Hearts.
Look at Mahesh coming in with his pesky algorithm here. Don't want to hear that shit. Yeah.
But I heard a thing, right, currently under, I know what Mahesh is saying, but under, I think it was Harry Brady said it on the Celtic Underground recently. Under Martin O'Neill's stewardship, we're averaging 2.8 points per game. Under Danny Roll's stewardship, they're getting about 2.2, and then McGuinness is 1.8. So if we continue on the upward trajectory, then there's only one winner, and that's us.
Can't smell the glove. He sounds like a winner. He's modelling his hair on mine. I saw a little clip the other day of what do you call that guy? The Moaning of Life. Ricky Gervais's we made.
Carl Pilkington. He's brilliant.
And he went somewhere and he went to see somebody who does like wigs or whatever, for baldies. And he was expecting to just take the piss out of it, of course, but he was really annoyed by how much he enjoyed what he was given. It looked so real and natural. He was like laughing at himself in the mirror, but going, "This is what my hair used to look like. I look about 10 years younger. It's amazing." And my wife was saying, like, "Would you do it? I mean, if you
yeah, get it done. Do it for the crack. Doesn't matter.
The crack. I couldn't bring myself to. It's just one less thing to worry about. Having no hair.
No, I agree with
it would be ridiculous. I mean, everybody knows me as a baldy for decades, So for suddenly me to turn up with like,
full cliff,
fin or something.
Brilliant.
That'd be ridiculous. Why are we talking about that?
We're talking about Martin Boyle and his terrible syrup.
Yeah, but Motherwell should have beaten Huns last night as well, to be honest. I mean, they were pretty awful from what I understand from other people.
Apparently, yeah.
Motherwell should have beaten them.
And what was it just shows you, the pattern of assistance. Motherwell man sent off and they score after 6 minutes,
It's an awful tackle.
Mark Duffy hasn't used a comb for 30 years or been to the hairdresser.
There is...
the amount of money people spend on hairdressers throughout their life.
I know, waste of time. There's a friend of ours, Gav Diggs, and he's like yourself. He wouldn't have too much up top, and he came out with a great phrase. We're talking about getting gift sets and stuff for Christmas, and I says, "What are you hoping to get for Christmas?" And he goes, "A couple of cases of body and balls." And I went, "What do you mean?" He goes, "For the body and the shampoo, body and balls." He doesn't use it on his head.
Yeah.
There we are. It's funny once. I thought it was a great one. There we go.
Very good. I actually do have to use stuff in my hair because I put stuff on at night for the sun, to keep the actinic keratoses at bay so they don't turn into anything dodgy, the sun damage walking about here in the tropics. Anyway, all right, let's move on back to football chat. Both the managers who replaced Ange Postecoglou at Premier League clubs have now been sacked in the space of 24 hours. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Sean Dyche at Forest and Thomas Frank at Tottenham. And there's Ange enjoying the news. You still look on that face fondly, Eddie?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ange's time at Celtic. Some great football, some great results, some great trophies won. Absolutely brilliant. And it all came as a big surprise, didn't it? I mean, nobody had heard of him, and he got there and pulled it out, didn't he? I mean, it was amazing, really. I mean, what for one of those to happen again? It'd be amazing if that happened again.
Well, what would also be amazing is the fact that we can acknowledge that even though he's not on the show tonight, David has managed to steal the show with this comment. Gav still walks about with a comb. He can't part with it. Oh. Goodness me. He's very proud of that. You just know he's sitting there smiling away to himself.
I can see him, man. I can see him with that.
Brilliant.
Good on him. All right. So, yeah, there was that. Oh, yeah, we did a wee bit of snooker the other day, didn't we? Or a pool shot. Do you remember the pool shot? First of all, there was the John Virgo, rest in peace, rest in power chat. And then I showed like this incredible pool shot last week. Well, we're going to keep that theme going with this. Is this the greatest break ever? I don't know if you've seen this. Look what happens.
Beautiful. I love the snooker element of snooker and the defensive play. Is that David Taylor? Doug Mountjoy, sorry. That's Doug Mountjoy.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
It is Doug Mountjoy, yeah.
I don't recognise him.
He's a Welsh snooker
the other
player.
character goes as if to break here, for a laugh. He addresses the table at the he's like, what's going on here?
Looks like, is that Joe Davis?
When was this?
I honestly don't know.
This must have been some time ago, right?
Oh, it's very old.
Yeah.
Can anyone recognise? It's not Doug. I don't think it is.
It is. It's Doug Mountjoy. It is. I put any money on it.
Let's see if there's anyone in the chat here telling us who these are. This is fun, isn't it? Scrolling. Deadly.
This is great. This is great for the listeners,
It is Doug Mountjoy, yeah. If you're listening to the audio version, definitely Mountjoy. Okay, I stand corrected.
Remember your man Dave Lee Travis somebody used to do snooker on the radio. I loved that. It was a quiz, and now for the red ball, you had a question about something. And do you remember that, Eddie? Maybe I'm showing my age.
No, I seem to remember it. Yeah, I do remember it. Yeah.
Good crack.
Questions were more difficult depending on the colour you chose or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Someone asking if that was Big Bill Werbernick. I don't think so. It's like an old character.
It looks like, I think it's Joe Davis.
It could be. You could be right there, Brian.
Twice makes a change for me being right over. Deadly Doug. I love the hair, the Polly Walnuts wings. The old Brill cream, like Dracula.
Polly Walnuts. Okay, well, that just about takes us to the end of the show. Do we want to preview the game coming up, Eddie? What are you expecting to see?
The Kelly game, you mean?
Yeah.
I think he'll probably make some changes again. A couple of changes. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see who he puts in because Engels is not there. It'll also be interesting to see if Hattati even travels. I just don't want to see a win. I've said it before. Just want to see his win.
What about Yang? Is Yang injured? Or was he just rested?
I think he was troubled with fatigue, he said at one point, didn't he? They brought him off at half-time or just after half-time.
That's right, yeah.
And I think he's still suffering from that, from what I understand. I don't know anything else.
Need to get his girlfriend over.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be nice to see, Chamberlain try and get some more time. And again, yeah, somebody said it's Glasgow Celtic TSC, Ox on plastic again. Yeah, perhaps it could be. Maybe that's too much of a risk. But it's always strange that we hear these fantastic professional footballers. We brought these guys in who have played at the highest level, and then we bring them in, and then we're terrified to put them on plastic. I mean, if you're a football player at that level, you should be able to play anything, in my mind.
Yeah.
But the injury,
so he's gone by the name Chamberlain on his shirt.
Yeah.
Is Chamberlain his dad? Is his dad Scottish? Did he say in that interview?
Oh,
His dad's from
Mark Chamberlain.
somewhere up.
Remember, his dad used to play for Stoke. Remember Mark Chamberlain back in
Is that
the
right? Is that who it is?
70s? Yeah. And then he's actually got an uncle called Neville. Believe it or not the Neville
does he?
Chamberlain, but yeah. You know me, Rain
What
Man.
What other famous Chamberlains can you tell us about, Brian?
Chamberlain. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Mark Chamberlain.
Mark Chamberlain played for Stoke.
But he's English. What's the Scottish connection then?
I don't know.
No, not me.
Because he said his dad was from sort of up around this direction, so he knows all about Celtic or
Carlisle,
something.
maybe.
Did he not say that? Yeah, he's
No
the younger brother of
pronunciation,
Neville
then.
Chamberlain. What about
Maybe
your
this-
man from the Thornbirds?
Richard Chamberlain.
Fre-
Funnily enough, I was talking about him the other day, and do you know that Richard Chamberlain was in the first Bourne Identity movie? Not Matt Damon one, but there was a TV movie made in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
He played Jason Bourne. So there we go. I actually had a conversation with my wife about that a couple of days ago. Richard Chamberlain, the Thornbirds. I was never allowed to watch that. Were you allowed to watch that?
No, it was about a priest getting it on, wasn't it? Was he also in The Life and Loves of a She-Devil? Do you remember that?
No, maybe he was. I don't know. But that scared me. That really scared the absolute bejesus. Your big girl, what do you call her? Forget her name.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Susan, some red-headed lady. She was in Ab Fabs, or no, what do you call that big girl? Flip. She's not funny, but it's her mum, Susan Hodge. That's who it is. Was in The Life and Loves of a She-Devil and Dennis Waterman, I think, wasn't he? From Count of Monte Cristo.
No idea.
Do you remember The Life and Loves of a She-Devil, Eddie?
Vividly, not vividly. I mean, sort of slightly. I remember hearing it.
Yeah.
Not something I ever watched. I don't think.
The guy from Minder, that's what he's saying.
Dennis
Typhoon
Waterman.
McClustery. Oh no, not that one. His dad's from the East End of Glasgow. It says he's from Stoke-on-Trent on Wikipedia.
Yeah, he's
The
a
big
bit
mole was
stuck on
scary.
Trent. That's a great one. He's a bit Stoke. Go boy. Your man was a bit stuck on Trent.
What's that? The big mole was scary. What was that? The big mole was scary.
The woman
That's
from The
like-
Life and Loves of a She-Devil. She was this big-breasted, not very classically attractive woman who had like a mole in her face or something. But it was a very sexual thing. I remember being like an impressionable teenager thinking, well, what struck me about it was that, it was kind of a bit sexy too, wasn't it, Brian, the show? So
No,
even
she
though
scared. She scared me. I was more.
Well,
I was more.
what I took from it was that, you don't have to be classically attractive as a female. You don't have to, be classically attractive to be sexy. That's what I took from it, which has stood me in good stead all my life. With finding all manner
Now,
of women
you've
attractive.
you've always been sexy. The chamomile lawn was my favorite. Jennifer Ellie. That was like, I need to move out of the house now. Oh, poor.
Right, we're rambling way off subject. It's time to wrap it up. Okay, everyone in the chat, as always, thank you so much for your comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If it says subscribe below the video, it means you haven't, even though you think maybe that you had previously. So do so. Help us push on up to 2.5. We must be very close to it now.
Veranda.
And then we'll be heading for another target of 3. So thanks as always. We will be back on Monday, by which time we will know the result of the Killie game and the full fat versus diet, right? Those are both over the weekend. So
Yeah.
the league table is going to be very interesting then. I think you'll agree.
Yeah.
Hopefully it all works out in our favour, one way or t'other. Eddie, it's been a pleasure serving with you.
Hail, Gavin. Hail, Brian.
Hail, Eddie.
All right,
Good
Brian.
to see you.
You too.
From the
Until the
world
next
famous.
time we're all back here, take care of yourselves out there. Catch you on the next one. See ya.